It was a heavyweight showdown, an epic clash, two great teams, two terrific performances. It was the perfect way to end the college basketball season. And for the Wolverines' perspective of last night's national championship loss to Louisville, we welcome in Rod Beard of the Detroit News. Rod, this was one of those games where neither team deserved to lose this one, but you were in the locker room after the game. How disappointed were the Wolverines that they were so close to a national title but came up just short?
Well, I think they're a little disappointed just because you don't know how many opportunities you get at this. In the past couple of years, I had some early exits in the NCAA tournament. So to get this far was an incremental step, huge step for the program. But with five of their seniors being the role players, the guys on the bench that don't play a lot, and some indecision about whether you're going to have Trey Burke back, Tim Hardaway back, Glenn Robinson. I mean, there's a lot of guys, a lot of turnover that could happen next season. So it's just uncertain. They were just happy to get to this point. But again, you don't know if you can make it back.
The Wolverines led by as many as 12 points in the first half, mainly because of freshman guard Spike Albrecht. He had 17 points, including 4 3-pointers, but didn't score at all in the final 24 minutes of the game. Did John Beilein stay with Albrecht too long?
Yeah, I think that's a lot of what people can quarterback, Monday morning quarterback or Tuesday morning quarterback, if you will, about how some of those decisions went down. Albrecht had 48 points total in the regular season, so he was certainly a role player, and maybe you feel like you squeezed as much as you could out of him in that first half, and you go a different direction. But handling that press, you need a ball handler in there like Albrecht, and he's done quite a bit of that during this postseason run where he's played more minutes, he's done a little bit more, and with nobody else, you didn't have a great game from Hardaway, you didn't have a great game from Stauskas. You need somebody out there who at least has a feel for it, and he had the hot hand in the first half, just didn't have it in the second.
Trey Burke had been struggling but played his best in the biggest stage, 24 points for the National Player of the Year last night. Is there any chance he returns to Ann Arbor next season, and what type of legacy will he leave behind if he chooses to go to the NBA?
I would say there's a single-digit chance, I mean, maybe 1% chance that he comes back, but I highly doubt it. I'd be shocked if he decided he wanted to come back for his junior season. I think the legacy is that he won the Naismith, he won the AP Player of the Year. I mean, just about every major award that you could win, Trey Burke won. And people would say he's in that conversation with some of the greats. Bill Frieder, who was the coach of the '89 team during the regular season, said that he's right up there with the Cassie Russells. Certainly not the longevity, not all 4 years, but for what he's been able to accomplish and to help to turn this program around in the 2 years he has been here is amazing. Just the work ethic that he had to be kind of not highly touted 3-star recruit and to be the National Player of the Year in just a 2-year span and get the program back to this level says a lot about the kid's character, what he's able to do, and no one's going to blame him if he decides to leave. He's done enough. Now you put that back on the coaching staff and on the program to have some continuity and to continue this for the next few years.
Let's talk about another player with perhaps an NBA future, and Mitch McGary. The freshman center had been averaging 16 points, 12 rebounds during the tournament. Last night had just 6 points, 6 boards. How much did the Wolverines miss him down low, especially with the Cardinals racking up 15 offensive rebounds?
Yeah, that was the difference probably in this game, is that if you get that 16 and 12 out of McGary, you feel like Michigan's able to win this game. He got in foul trouble in the second half and spent a lot of time on the bench. And the difference in this tournament run has been the fact that he's been able to stay in and to be effective and to grab those rebounds, to prevent teams from getting those second and third opportunities. When Jordan Morgan is in there or John Horford, it's not the same. And that's not a slight on those two. It's just saying the level that Mitch McGary plays at, that he's able to be that effective. He's the piece in this. When he's on the bench or when Trey Burke is on the bench, that's not the same Michigan team. They don't operate at the same level, and they're not as efficient, certainly. And we saw that with Burke being in foul trouble in the first half, McGary in the second half. There was just something missing. You didn't feel like they had the offensive or the defensive flow that we've seen in this tournament run. So as it's constituted now, this was the team, and this was the best that they were going to be. Next year, it's going to be hard, depending on which of these guys comes back, that they'll be able to reach this level again, but it'll be fun to see. It was a great ride this season.
Rod Beard from the Detroit News, we thank you for joining us to recap last night's terrific final. Well, to hear Seth Davis's perspective on last night's epic title game, keep your computer locked to Campus Insiders all day for national championship reaction.